Hi everyone. Wanted to make a video of my latest large bridge that I made for the 24th scale and 18th scale rock crawlers. You can see the bridge here with two SCX24s. It's 5.5 feet long, 16 inches tall, and wide enough to accept a TRX4M. So I've made bridges like this in the past, but one of the challenges was the snaps were a little bit difficult to undo without breaking the plastic. So what that meant was I had to ship the pieces pretty much already assembled. So that meant bigger boxes and higher shipping costs. So I've pretty dramatically upgraded the snap together mechanisms so that the parts can ship as you see them laid out here. They would be flat stacked, and that way they can all go into a smaller box. So what you'd receive when you get this package is 3 sets of towers with 2 tower tops, and then you'd receive 2 long lengths worth of bridges and 1 short length worth. So this is a little short guy over here. So altogether, this is about a week's worth of printing. So it's over 160 hours of printing, and it's almost a full kilogram spool of PLA. So it's a pretty substantial undertaking to print. Thankfully, I have 3 Ender 3 Pro printers that I use to print these. Therefore, I can make about 3 of these per week. These are up on the Etsy page, and I'm hoping to be able to satisfy the Christmas orders this year. These tend to go fast, so go check it out. All right, the rest of this video, I'll show you some of the cool features and how to assemble this bridge. Okay, so here we are zoomed in on the top of the tower, and what you can see is that the top of the tower kind of snaps in place on these little tabs that are printed into the main structure. So this black piece locks on that way, and then the bridge sections can move up to pretty high angle. And then what happens here, there's a slot. So there's a slot in the bridge section, and then there's a receptacle part on the structure. You push these together when you're at a high angle, and that way they'll stay together when you're at any other angle, so that it doesn't pull out. So this is the way it sits when it's in this mode, but you could also lift it up, and this is actually tall enough it'll reach up to the back of a couch. So we use this to drive our trucks all over our living room. Also, if we take a look at the planks, you can see there's some pretty aggressive texture on here, and this makes for really good grip with the tires. So these guys, this truck has kind of medium or smaller tires on it, and it doesn't really have a problem going up and down. This guy has some bigger, more aggressive tires, and it can climb at steeper angles. All right, let's take a look at what it takes to actually assemble this structure when it comes to you. So we're going to build a tower section. So you've got 2 pieces of main structure, and you can see they have some snap features on them. And then you'll have 2 cross pieces that look like this, and these snap into those features that are waiting on the structure. So let's get lined up so you can see what that looks like. So you line it up like that, and then you kind of push right in the middle, snap, snap, and now they're assembled. And if you wanted to disassemble later, just pinch here, and it comes apart. So let's put it together. Now, these are meant to go together and come apart a couple times. I don't know exactly how many times they'll go together and come apart before something wears out. But it's definitely enough to, if you make a mistake, you can undo it and then complete the assembly correctly. Okay, so we've snapped together our first tower section, and then getting the top on. So there's a little receiver slot there, and these tabs on the top of these guys. So you just line those up, and it's pretty much just friction. There's just a tiny bit of preload in the tower in order to make that hold by friction. And there you go, you've built this structure that fast. And then let's move over here and let's build a bridge section. So there will be 10 lengths of these beams, and there are actually 2 different designs. So they're a mirror image of each other. So when you lay them down and these snap features are sticking up proud, one set will have the hooks on one side and the other type will have the hooks on the other. And you're gonna take 2 of these, one right hand, one left hand, and then you will kind of unfold them. Maybe I'll turn it this way. So if you unfold them, all the hooks will be on the top. And then you will take one of these snap together features and you'll snap it into one side. So let's see, like this. And once again, just kind of pushing in the middle. Nice satisfying snap. Push in the middle on the other side. And push it here. And boom. You've got one length. Then let's do that again. So we'll snap these in. Then we'll do it, make sure the hooks are matching on the right side. Snap that all together. Okay, now we've got 2 of these lengths. Now what we need to do is take the planks, and you can see this hook shape, and you can see there is a feature in the plank here that's going to interact with that hook. And then there's a clearance slot here that's going to allow the hook to pass through. And then you're just going to push it until it snaps. And then you're going to make sure you got the right hook on the other part. And then you're going to push that until it snaps. And now you're starting to make a bridge. And then get the next piece. Get the hooks through in both positions. Snap, snap. And before you know it, you'll have a couple long lengths like this. And you'll have a shorter length like this guy that doesn't have couplers. So you'll have 2 long with couplers, 1 short without couplers, and you end up with a structure that looks like this. Oh, another thing that I didn't mention yet is the stacking. So to stack these towers, if we zoom in, you can see with those tabs that we were using to connect the top, those tabs lock together. Let's take a look over here. There is a slot in the structure, and that slot interacts with the tabs. And once again, there's just a little bit of preload that creates enough friction to hold that all together. And there you go. Let's see how it drives. Okay, so one thing that you can see is that the gaps underneath the bridge are big and long, and that you can do all kinds of fun things with that. Like we very often have model trains or slot cars set up, and you can have it run under either of these 2 big gaps. And you can have your trucks going up and over while you've got your trains going under. It's pretty fun. One thing you can see as I'm doing this is the truck is bouncing on that length of bridge, and the bridge has been strengthened so that it's pretty rigid. It doesn't bounce as much. The old design, the beams were too thin, and they didn't have the cross-sectional inertia to resist, and they would bounce. So these have been pretty well improved. So here's where, if you go too fast and hit the brakes, you can sometimes get yourself in trouble. This truck has actually got a nice low center of gravity. It does pretty well. Whoops. So there you have it. That's the bridge in normal operation, and let's set it up so that we go on the back of the couch. Now we have the bridge set up so that the last long leg is reaching up onto the couch. So we're going to drive from the floor up to the couch, and this is where your tire selection and your center of gravity on your truck is really going to be put to the test. So this truck has some smaller tires, but it's got weighted wheels, so it's got a nice low center of gravity. So I might have to make sure that I'm getting the best use of the little traction features on the bridge as I'm sneaking up. Yeah, there we go. It's crawling pretty well. So there you have it. So this obstacle, let's see if we can get up over there. Yeah, so this obstacle gives you the ability to climb up onto really tall things, gives you a lot of nice size and scale. I think it also looks pretty realistic and cool, and it's fun to assemble. So I hope this is fun for any of you who decide to pick one up. All right, we'll see you next time. Have fun.